Welcome back to Project 613. Today we learn two mitzvot. Number one, continuing on from yesterday's topic, where we learn about a person making an absolute consecration. When a person dedicates some of his property, a field, a house, or an animal in an absolute way. And as we learned yesterday, there's a mitzvah that this has to go to the Kohen, and it cannot be sold to anyone else, as we learned yesterday. This is called a cherem, an absolute dedication that must go directly to the Kohen. Well, today we learn another mitzvah in this regard, and that is that it is forbidden for the owner himself to buy it back, to redeem it and pay its value instead. And this is unlike the mitzvah we learned a few days ago of erchin, where if a person dedicated the value of his field or his house or an animal, it could just be evaluated and he pays its value. Over here, when the item was dedicated in an absolute way, a cherem, over here that is forbidden. The person is not allowed to redeem it. Even the owner is not allowed to buy it back. Instead, it has to go directly to the Kohen, directly to the priest. The only exception is if the person clearly stipulated that his cherem is dedicated to the temple upkeep. And in such a situation, then the person can redeem it and pay its value instead. So this is the first mitzvah that we have today. The second mitzvah brings us to an entirely new subject of mitzvot, where we are going to start learning all of the agricultural mitzvot of the Torah over the next few days and weeks. And the first one that we're going to learn is called kilayim. Kilayim is the forbidden mixture of seeds. There are a few different types of forbidden mixtures of things in the Torah. They are all generally called kilayim, and here we are specifically talking about kilayim of the field, kilei zroim. And here what this means is that the Torah tells us it's forbidden for us to plant a mixture of seeds together in the same field in close proximity. And this prohibition applies specifically in the land of Israel. In the diaspora outside of the land of Israel, it is permissible to plant different types of seeds in close proximity in the same field, but in the land of Israel, this is forbidden, and this is the mitzvah that we are learning today. There is one detail of this mitzvah that is applicable both in the land of Israel and in the diaspora, and that is when it comes to grafting trees to produce a new species of fruit. This is something that is forbidden both in the land of Israel as well as outside of the land of Israel. It is forbidden for us to graft two different trees together to produce a new species. However, there is a catch even to this one, and that is that the prohibition is only to actually graft them together. But once this has already been done by someone else, it is permissible to eat the new fruit that comes as a result of this. So this is the first mitzvah of this new subject of agricultural laws. Much more on the Torah's laws of agriculture in the coming days. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.